Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Thanks to my entire technical crew, Sonny Hersh. I'm your host, Avi Meyers, and it's election time. Boy, it's one of my favorite times of year. Every year is when we have elections, and this one's no exception. We have early voting this year, so starting January 14th, you can cast your ballot all the way to January 31st. The actual election day is February 5th, and that was moved up because everybody's primary gets moved up. I guess they figure that an 8-month campaign for president isn't long enough, so we need a 10-month campaign, however long it is. But it is my pleasure now, as all of you people who watch the show on a regular basis know, we've concentrated a lot on the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. We've been in the deep tunnel. Coming up soon, we're going to have a show where we go down the North Shore Channel. And it is my pleasure to have one of the commissioners of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago, Cynthia Santos. How are you?
Hi, good. Thank you for having me.
First of all, thank you. And how long have you been a commissioner of the Water Reclamation District?
11 years. I was elected in 1996.
1996. And tell us a little bit about the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District.
Well, the district is probably the best governmental agency in the state of Illinois. And I say that because we're fiscally sound. I'm the chairman of the Budget and Employment Committee, and since I've been chairman, we've had a AAA bond rating with every bonding authority, and we are not in debt. I think we could say that with very proud, considering the state of the matter and here in Illinois, and we're doing very well.
As a matter of fact, I didn't realize that's exactly what you were in charge of, but I happen to know for a fact that, you have the highest bond rating you can possibly have. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, there are certain years where actually the levy goes down once in a while.
We abated about $200 million last year to the taxpayers.
Yeah, now you've got a whole program. Oh, first of all, before I forget, hi Kathleen, how you doing? She's a friend of mine in the Water Reclamation District. So, and anyway, and I'm going to get in trouble if I mention more names than that, but you guys know who you are. Anyway, so the whole strategy, I mean, it's interesting because you're one of the largest landlords in Illinois.
I believe we were the third largest. I'm not sure we still are. The state of Illinois being number one, Chicago Board of Education being number two, and I think we're number three. So. And
basically, my understanding is that all the land basically along the Chicago River North Shore Channel, with very few exceptions, is owned by the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. And you keep, if I remember correctly, generally speaking, you guys keep 90 feet on each side of the canal.
60-foot setback.
Oh,
yeah.
60 foot.
Yeah,
okay.
60, yeah. But that's available for public use, so we can put trails in there, or walkways, or bike paths, that kind of thing.
Well, as a matter of fact, up north, you're a North Sider. I know myself that right around Lincoln Avenue, there's a place where you go down, right near where Lincoln, just north of Peterson, and you can walk right down there. There's a bicycle path. But the bicycle path goes all the way up to the Botanic Gardens one way, and I'm not quite sure how far down south, but it goes through this neighborhood. It goes through many neighborhoods.
Well, Mayor Daley would like to have it run along the entire length of the North Shore, the North Branch. So I'm sure at some point it probably will. And we've been working with the City of Chicago, trying to come up with a plan to do that. So.
And by the way, for those of you who haven't been down there, it's really gorgeous. I mean, you really should check it out. It's such a different side of life that people don't realize. I mean, when Sonny and I were down there to go aboard the boat, before we got on PC1, not politically correct, but pollution control one, some guy caught like a 5 or 6 pound carp that was waving at us. I mean, it was unbelievable. I'm not so sure that you really want to, I don't know if you want to eat all 5 pounds in one sitting.
No, and I wouldn't go jumping in the water either. I mean, you have to remember that it's not clean enough to swim in, and but it is certainly clean enough to recreation in, and it's beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful.
It really is, and it's so serene and peaceful. There's all these magnificent birds and turtles. I mean, it's all kinds of cool nature stuff.
Well, that's all because of the TARP project, Until TARP, the river wasn't that clean because we were dumping in there consistently. And I think until this past August, when we had that huge rainfall, it was almost 10 years before we really had a dump into Lake Michigan, so that water didn't go into the river system.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar, tell us about the TARP project.
Well, the TARP project began in 1985, and currently we've completed all 119 miles of tunnel. So now we, and the O'Hare Reservoir, one of the 3 reservoirs, is operational and functional, and that handles all the northwest suburbs, like Arlington Heights, Mount Prospect, that area. And Thornton and McCook are the last two. We're excavating Thornton, and McCook is next to go. We've already on track with that. So we should be done, I believe, in its entirety by 2012.
Right, and actually, if it hadn't been for people like Senator Percy and minor delays,
minor delays and community input. I mean, we welcome community input, but and I think we've got everything worked out so that everybody will be happy and satisfied.
Well, being in charge of the budget, I'm sure you're well aware of these things, and I guess I've interviewed President O'Brien long enough to know things like you built more miles of tunnel than the tunnel between France and England.
That's right.
You know,
that's true.
And I think you guys, this whole thing when it's through is going to cost something like $3 billion, and they spent 4 or 5 times that amount.
And I think Boston is way over that budget already, and they're not even done yet with their big dig. So, yeah, we're very proud. I mean, we have a great staff. We have 9 commissioners who set policy and oversee. We don't micromanage the staff, but we oversee the daily operations. But we have a great staff. We really do.
No, that's true, and I've dealt with many of the people, and I really should be better about knowing more names than Kathleen. I apologize to everybody, but the fact of the matter is that there's a professionalism in the office in general, and I'm not just talking about the office staff when you call. I mean, having been in the deep tunnel a couple of times with Sonny, and having been along the North Shore Channel, the professionalism of the people running the operation start to finish, who are not political people at all, is really remarkable. I mean, it's a real education.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It really is. I like to consider myself more of a community person. Yes, I'm a political person, but I spend a lot of time giving back to the community. I like to get involved with projects that are affected by the district, but do help the community. I spoke out on behalf of North Park University. They needed some permanent space for their crew team to launch their boats, and we were able to work that out. And there's a park that we're working with in this area up here in North River Commission. There's a Peace Park that they're putting in. So I've been the leading advocate on that, and I like to get involved in those kind of things too. So.
No, that's very good. And by the way, for those of you who haven't taken that walk along the river path or taken your bicycles down there, seeing the crew teams is very cool.
Oh, it's really cool. We just had the type of crew competition that was here. It went all along the Calsag channel, excuse me, and it went really well. So.
Yeah, there's a number of different teams. As a matter of fact, we saw something up in Evanston. I guess the Northwestern people have a crew team, and one of the other colleges too is I saw on Channel 11 they had a thing about the Calsag.
Yeah, St. Ignatius High School's got a crew team that uses the river system too. So it's nice to see that the environment and the water has gotten better, so that people can go out there and enjoy it. So.
Yeah, actually, if my understanding is correct, you're up to about 68 different fish that now.
That's true, right? That's
and
true.
My joke is, and you're not Jewish, I don't expect you to, but you still can't quite catch the wild gefilte.
No, that's right. That's true.
For those who don't know, gefilte fish is basically like ground up fish that can be anything from whitefish to carp to anything, and sort of boiled together. It's sort
of like. I've had it though.
Oh, okay.
I've had it.
But there is no such fish as a gefilte.
No, you're right.
Gefilte is actually a Yiddish word for like filleted and ground up and that sort of thing, just so people know. But anyway, you've even had the bass fishing championship, bass, which is I think a testimony because at one point in time I think there were basically 2 or 3 fish and basically bottom feeders all the way.
True. That's true. Probably the most important thing the district's done over the last couple of years though is gain stormwater management. We lobbied in Springfield for years to be the lead agency in that mission, and we were able to accomplish that. Because we have the engineering know-how to help smaller municipalities who don't have the technical staff, don't have the technical knowledge of helping build reservoirs or doing stormwater protection. So now that we have that, we're putting together a program, and I think we're going to be very helpful and useful.
No, it sounds good, and it sounds very good. And the one thing about the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District in general, you guys have always not just looking to the future, but handling the present in such a good way. It's not even funny.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. We try hard. We work hard at it.
No, and you guys succeed. I mean, first of all, people don't. If you'd raise your taxes more, people would be complaining about you guys.
Yeah, we have a tax. We have a tax. We can't raise our taxes because we have a self-imposed tax limit, so we don't raise taxes.
And the fact of the matter is you also do a pretty good job of management of property.
Yes, we do. I think we do. Yeah, I mean, we have very limited ways of increasing revenue. So And then we also have a policy of not selling property in Cook County, because most of our property in Cook County is along the river systems, and we want to keep that for public use. So we do lease out property, but it has to be property that isn't beneficial to the taxpayers of Cook County and can increase revenue and would help the taxpayers. So.
Wasn't after this neighborhood alone. Dillon's is basically leased from you guys. And I know my aunt's school, well, she's not in Chicago anymore, but she basically started a school, ran it for only about 40 years before she started another one in New Jersey. But that's the Joan Dax Spacioco Girls Elementary School around Lincoln Avenue.
Yes.
I guess they gave a 99-year lease with you guys.
And Lincoln Village, we just built a senior housing there.
Right.
Yeah, so, we've put a river walk in there too, a bike path. So.
Yeah, that's very gorgeous over there.
Yeah, it's very nice.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
If people want to contact your campaign,
I've got a website. It's www.cynthiamsantosmwrd.org, or I have a cell phone, which you can call 312-315-6402.
That's give us both numbers again, just so people make sure you got your pencil handy.
www.cynthiamsantosmwrd.org, and my cell phone is 312-315-6402.
And I want to let all of you people know that in talking to it, as most of you know, I know many of the people within the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, and they have nothing but the highest of praise for Cynthia Santos, and I hope they'll, it's too early for the punch numbers.
That's right, yes.
Okay. But I hope come Election Day you're going to remember her name and give her a vote.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, and we appreciate your being here, and thanks to everybody for watching today, and bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.